Man, the intro music really makes me want to drink an old fashioned. I tell you what.
Hey, I'm jazzed to talk some NFL here.
Is that what we're gonna do today? Welcome to week 2. We're talking to you, America. Recap of NFL.
Talking to America here.
We got Homer Bryant to the side there. Below me, we got Trent. Kind of kitty corner. Or catty corner if you're from Iowa, probably.
It's kitty corner. Come on.
Kitty corner.
Okay, who says catty corner?
But before we discuss anything football, it's kitty corner. Anyone says catty corner gets a backhand.
Yeah, I'll be the tiebreaker. It's kitty corner.
We've already had the crown discussion before.
I mean, who says crown? Come on.
Clark?
Yeah. Luckily, he's not here to defend himself. Yeah. Clark, that's wrong.
Well, I got a pronunciation one later. We'll get to it though. We don't want to start all of these tongue twisters.
No, we don't want to have too much fun right away, Bryant.
No, hell no.
No.
And I am the host for the evening, Mr. Ryan, here on top here. I guess a little housekeeping here. You guys will be on Wednesday, if I saw correctly.
Yeah. Yep, I would say Joey's going to join in for amateur hour on Wednesday, same time around 9 o'clock or so. And then we'll, that way you have Thursday where we can enjoy, I can't remember who's upcoming here, but enjoy Thursday night football.
Well, I guess, you know what? Speaking of Thursday night football, let's just start with the Vikings because they kind of crapped the bed on Thursday night football again. Trent, did you watch the game? You didn't watch the game, did you?
I didn't watch much of it. From what we were doing a podcast at the time, but what I could follow on ESPN while we were potting it, I guess it's a typical Vikings primetime game. It sounded like.
I mean, are you talking about the same team that now has 7 turnovers in 8 quarters this season?
That's the one.
That team there. Yeah, it was ugly. We were actually the better team in that game. Easily. The Vikings were the better team in that game if it weren't for the turnovers.
Yeah. It's just kind of like you think I'd be used to this, being a Cyclone fan and a Vikings fan, but it's just like shoot self in foot, reload gun, shoot other foot, reload gun. Like it's the same thing over and over. You think I would know?
Yep.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. We're tired of all your complaining about the Vikings, Trent. We even had an inside sorcerer telling you to hush it.
Yeah, she could hear me from upstairs. You need to quit complaining. Can you say hi? Can you say hi? It's bedtime. We're trying to get to bed. This is why we go later now, because somebody doesn't like to go to bed. So
that's hilarious.
Well, that's 2 of us. I hate going to bed.
Can you say goodnight?
Good night.
All right.
Bye.
Oh, good night.
So Ryan, so I want you to explain something though, because I saw the score was somewhat close. Why didn't Kirk play better on defense? I think that's the big question that everyone in America wants to know.
The fact that Kirk's run stopping abilities are that poor to allow what Swift get, I think 160 some yards. I believe a total of like 240 rushing yards for Philadelphia. Yeah, Kirk's run stopping ability needs to improve big time.
Yeah, and I just always get a kick because like it's always funny when people find the side by side because like right now everyone that a decent comparison is like in the last I think it's like 2 years is like you compare Joe Burrow's numbers to Kirk, and they're not terribly far off right now because they both have top tier, vertical weapons. And with the addition of Hawkinson, I mean, I just it as much as we like to shit on it, primetime Kirk hasn't been a thing recently. Like they lose in primetime, that's never Kirk's fault.
It's hard to beat somebody, and it's hard to beat somebody, and I've got to give it up to the defense because the defense actually played really good. It's just when you allow the other team to have 4 extra possessions, they get really tired. The time of possession was like 40 minutes to 20 minutes. I mean, that's going to kill any defense.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, Kirk, I believe you sent it to us, is on track for over 6,000 yards this season with almost 60 touchdowns and like 9 interceptions. So
and tracking to be 0-17 too, with all those.
yeah, tracking to be 0-17. Like it's crazy to me how much and I'm gonna throw James under the bus here, Trent's father-in-law.
Oh,
He's a Dolphins fan. He doesn't watch Vikings games, so he doesn't know any better, blah blah blah, whatever. But again, this weekend we're golfing with him, and he's like, "Dude, you guys need to get rid of Kirk Cousins. You're never going to win any games with Kirk." It's like Kirk is not the problem. Like he's he was hit or knocked down like 9 times this last game, and again tying for record and stuff like that. And every week we hear Kirk was the most hit quarterback last week, or Kirk was the most hit quarterback a year ago, and 2 years ago, and 3 years ago. You know what you should probably fix? Probably the offensive line a little bit.
oh, I was gonna say defense too while we were at it.
Well, that too, yeah. But I mean, if anybody, Mahomes, well, Burrow especially this year, Josh Allen, if your team allows 34 points, it's very hard to win that game.
Yeah, doesn't even matter who it is in any game. I mean, and that's the Chiefs when they didn't have a defense. Those would be the types of games we're trying to run and gun. You can't rely on that many points that many times in a row.
Yeah, and I knew the game was over at halftime because Jefferson, and we can't be mad at him because he's done so much amazing stuff. The fumble where he tried to get the touchdown at the end, it kind of aggressive, was maybe unnecessary, but then they go down the field with 25 seconds left and kick a 61-yard field goal and make it. So we get 7 turned into -3, and that's just
I don't
it's a killer.
I don't know, that's aggressive. I don't know if it's unnecessary though, because any player in the league in that situation, that point, is diving, stretching, and trying to get that touchdown.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Can't fault him at all.
No, and he's a competitor, and if there's anybody in the NFL that can do that, it's probably him. He's number one wide receiver.
I know this is a huge topic among the talking heads in football and all that, but do you hate that rule? People hate that rule. If you fumble and it goes out of the end zone and not out of bounds, but out of bounds through the end zone, it's a touchback, the other team's ball. Do you hate that?
I don't think because it's only like everyone remembers the one time a year it does potentially come up. I don't think we need to change it right now, but you know what's going to happen if they change it. If the fumbling forward is not going to be an issue, everyone's going to be conveniently at the 2-yard line about to get stopped and fumble it and it's just I don't know, man. I don't think that's one they got plenty of other stuff they can focus on. I don't think this one's that big of a deal.
Yeah, like I don't think it should be a touchdown, but I don't think it should be a change in possession.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's where did they start to play at?
I don't know what you do with it.
For me, I think you just take it back to where the player fumbled it at.
Yeah.
And to go with that, if it does fumble, go in the end zone, and it's recovered by your teammate, I still feel like it comes out to kind of go with what Bryant was saying. The only person that can forward progress the ball is the person that had the possession.
Yeah,
that's how I would go about it.
So if an offensive lineman to recover that in the end zone, it wouldn't be a touchdown.
Yeah. That's how I would put it. Because you might have somebody then be like, oh, you know what, I can just fumble it forward because I've got a guy right there.
True.
And then that would combat that.
Yeah.
That's immediately my big worry about it. And and then it's also like, how fair is that? Like, oh, you fumbled it at the 2, and instead of the play progressing and you did fumble it in recovery, all of a sudden it's like you just get automatically reset 2-yard line. It is such a messy thing.
If it goes out of bounds, it can be reset at the 2. But if it's recovered in the end zone by a defensive player, then the defense gets the ball.
Yeah.
Look at us solving the NFL's problems again.
Call some.
Jeez.
Just a few people that say kitty corner figuring out the world.
That's right. And Cran,
yes. Not Crown Clark.
No, it's one syllable, Bryant.
We had the big signing today because our right guard likes to fumble our quarterback and step on his feet. We signed Dalton Risner that used to be for the Broncos, hopefully to replace him. People say he's not that good. He may not be that good, but I'm going to assume he hasn't forced a fumble on his own quarterback before.
It sounds like you got some pretty high standards for him there, man. Don't cause a fumble in your own backfield. I mean, it's what do you want him to win Offensive Player of the Year next?
Strip sack.
That's really asking a lot. That's a big step from don't cause a fumble on your own team to yeah. But did you guys see the since the Vikings are so hard up, which we play the Chargers this week, it almost feels like a must win at this point. But we can talk about that at a different time. Jordan Love just falling forward. Did you see that video that I sent you guys?
Of the QB sneak,
he thought
he forgot to snap it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it looked like he was annoyed with the center, and it's like there's 10 other people on this team that weren't moving.
See, I've been the center though in that situation, not in a QB sneak. But I for some reason thought that the snap was on 2 and it was actually on 1, and everyone except for me moved, and you feel like a real dumbass when you're sitting there, down, set, hitting, like everyone's pushing forward, and like I could feel the quarterback like underneath trying to grab the ball. It's not there because I just held on to it the whole time. Yeah, you feel pretty stupid though, so I'm assuming they did as well.
Well, he was the only one that moved, and he kind of butt tumbled there. There wasn't a butt fumble, but it was a butt tumble.
So you call this game a must win. I was just looked this up. Teams that are 0-3 in the NFL have about a 6% chance of winning their division.
The nice thing is if we just look, the NFC North might be the worst division in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
Every team lost this week. We're only one game behind. Detroit, their big stud cornerback that decided everyone should buy ski masks and look like robbers going to the game. I guess pectoral tear. He might be out the whole season. So they've got worse.
And then I see
David Montgomery. He's out.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's day to day, so not a bad injury, I guess.
All right, so I'm gonna make a transition here. Okay, talking about robbers. I was talking about this earlier. I had something to bring up to kind of change it up and make it a little fun. I found out about this human being yesterday. His name was Michael Kenyon. How much do you guys know about like criminals and stuff like that?
A little bit. Hit me with the details here, bud.
This guy, Michael Kenyon, is known as the Illinois Enema Bandit.
Okay. Tell me more. You have my attention.
Yeah.
Apparently this guy in Illinois, he would go around and rob women. He would never kill them, but eventually sometimes he would tie them up and give them enemas as he was robbing them.
What is like a timer? What the fuck kind of? What are you trying to? We're talking pigskin here, and all of a sudden you're talking about the Enema Bandit.
Well, I was talking about them looking like robbers in Detroit. So.
Oh, okay.
there's the connection there.
Oh my god!
Just get some fleets enema on.
Well, you mentioned if I knew anything about the guy. I do know one thing about him. He hates people that are full of shit.
Yeah, I heard about this guy yesterday, and I was like, how there's a human being out there like this that does this?
Okay, so if you're gonna like kind of kidnap somebody and rob somebody, why would you make it worse by having them shit their pants?
It's just that one extra step.
And that was like the thing was he was charged for the robberies. He wasn't charged for the sexual assaults, and it was called sexual assault because obviously he did something with private parts, but he wasn't charged for those. So I don't know what his situation now was, but he got like 8 years in prison starting in like 1981 or something like that.
Jesus.
Well, I think that's about karma as close as it's going to get for a little retribution there. But what a weird checklist that guy had to go through. We're walking to work and we're like, all right, phone, keys, wallet. He's like, all right, keys, gun. What am I? Enema. I knew it. I always forget one thing. It's the enema for sure.
Yeah, he's 79 years old, so he's still alive. He was paroled in 1981. He was never
So he's out.
he was never charged for the enema assaults. That is just hilarious to me.
So he's out of prison.
Yeah, he's out walking around somewhere, it sounds like.
All right.
I mean, I would like to see that movie. The revenge movie where they hear he comes back out. He gets out of jail, and they have the revenge tour versus them. Just all 8 of them going behind him. The old keister.
Enema.
We need a documentary on this guy. Like we don't need any more Dahmer or any of those anymore. Yeah. We need the Enema Bandit documentary.
So one time, I think this was in Pet CT class. Ryan probably remembers this. We were talking about Fleet's enema. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And I get a text from one of our other classmates joking around saying, "Want to buy a bottle of Fleet's enema and a bottle of vodka and have a good time this weekend?"
Oh Lord!
And I read this text in class and lost it.
Jesus. Well, that what kids used to do. Soak like a tampon and then it gets you drunk real fast. I'm like, I've never needed to be that drunk in my life, that fast in my life.
Yep.
I'm sure there's a better way to do it.
Oh, I don't know, drinking it.
Yeah. You ain't got time. You just got off work and your buddies are going to the bars in 20 minutes.
That's how you pregame.
Yeah.
You got to find a way to catch up.
Pregame at the bars by doing that.
Right. About to go to the bar and I'm completely sober. All right. Phone, keys, wallet. What did I forget? Tampon up my ass full of whiskey. Forget it every time.
The old fashions taste better if they're in a glass.
Oh.
Just saying.
Yeah,
that's tough to take though when it's that big.
I think I'd still be a whiskey Coke type of guy. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, actually, you know what? I'd rum and Coke for sure. Coke and my rum. Or rump. There we go. That's what
there. You got it.
We got there.
You know how last year we tested the steels. Gave our help. You know what we're testing next?
Oh.
Yeah, hey, Brian. What is that on the alloy scale?
That's about a 3.
All right, everyone, let Joey know what his next assignment is.
Yes. He'll report on Wednesday with us.
I told you this one might throw you guys off. You probably weren't expecting that.
Threw me off.
I thought mine was going to be a little off and oddly worked with what we talked about at the beginning. That was a 180. Rarely am I speechless. It took me a minute to get recalibrated here on the Enema Bandit.
That's got to be one of the worst nicknames you could ever have as a criminal.
Oh, there has got to be. I want to hear the story of you see it in prison. Oh, you see that? That's Snake Eyes. Oh, there's the Wet Bandits, and then what? Say it one more time. What's his name? Illinois
Enema Bandit. Oh, his name is Michael Kenyon.
No, the Illinois Enema Bandit. I mean, that has got to be another one where everyone's thinking it's a tough name. They go, "What the fuck did you just say?" The Enema Bandit.
The crazy thing is, it's impossible to find a picture of what this guy looks like. Apparently, Frank Zappa wrote a song about him.
I mean, that's up there. That type of sentence, Illinois Enema Bandit, is up there. It intrigued me the way you when I heard about the movie Cocaine Bear. It just, you kind of what the hell did you just say?
Yeah, I'm very disappointed that I can't find a picture of what this guy looks like. Oh, this might be it. Was that Frank Zappa?
You sharing your? It's either the man or Frank Zappa. It's one of the two.
Does anyone know what Frank Zappa looks like?
If you bring it up, I can tell you if it's him or not.
Okay, here. I don't have. I have it on my phone, so I'm gonna have to. Hold on.
Jesus.
Gigantic mustache, longer hair. That's Frank Zappa.
Okay, so why can't I find a picture of the criminal? Like you think this would be someone that's really well known.
I'm searching it too.
Yeah. I've been trying to find it here, and
The Illinois, the Frank Zappa song is called "The Illinois Enema Bandit." Like it doesn't even reference him. That's the name of the song, which makes it even better. So if we ever get,
what our new theme song is going to be?
I was just going to say our new intro song needs to be the Illinois Enema Bandit.
I found him.
Oh, your skills are better than mine.
Is that him? Do I go with the blue or do I go with the
green? You could have fooled me and just said, "Yeah, this is him." Like if that wasn't even like an iStock photo, I'd be like, "Yes, this guy is totally the Illinois Enema Bandit."
That's another thing I always love is like everyone makes these memes with the iStock. It's like, hey, here's $50 and you'll take a picture like this and you never know what it's for. And how this gets to like, hey man, we're gonna pay you $50. You're gonna hold these two enemas and you're comparing them product wise. And he's like, he's got to be questioning what he's doing with his life at that point. Like, what are we?
Do I need the shorter one or the longer one?
I was say, I love how he's comparing the size.
Yeah. Well, that's what you got to do, man. I'm assuming. I guess I don't know.
And now, see, that guy went to this photo shoot, took that picture. Now he is on a podcast being accused of being the Illinois Enema Bandit to dozens of watchers of this podcast.
Yeah, the fours of dozens here.
I somewhat feel like it would be important to know what this guy looks like if he's just walking around.
Yeah, if you're listening on Spotify or something, just go to YouTube, skip to 22 minutes in so you can see this picture.
Or you can just Google Enema Man. That's what I did. it comes straight to it. I mean,
oh, shit.
That's probably not the weirdest thing that's Google
found...
searched on Bryant's computer.
Yeah, not even remotely close to the worst. I've found that I have a lot better time at Google because sometimes I'll like really like I'm not the smartest guy, but I'm kind of like, okay, let's kind of articulate what I found if you just caveman type things and take out keywords, it is just so much because Google's like, we're trying to help the bottom 20% of the world like get risen up. There's a bunch of dummies out there, and man, it like Enema Man. I immediately that's all I needed in my head. Typed it, got the result.
See, I typed in Illinois Enema Bandit and nothing.
Oh, too much. See, Bandit's too specific. You just Enema Man.
I wonder if I take out Bandit, it'll probably come up with like a
the Illinois Enema.
Illinois Enema. It's probably a oh god, what's the website that has Urban Dictionary? It's probably something on there.
It's probably about Justin Fields shitting his pants this last weekend with how, I mean, let's be honest, if we can bring it back to football just a little bit, what is going on with Justin Fields? He was like favorite to be MVP by so many people. And like people don't want to take odds on favorites. I get it. It doesn't make money, but like we all said all season, and we're all known haters of Justin Fields. So take it with a grain of salt.
I hate him. I just don't think he's good.
I hate him because he's not good and people say he is. So I'm kind of on that. But we've sent so many pictures of just like, here's this perfectly formed pocket and it's about a second and a half in and he is just staring at a wide open receiver. And it's just like, he's not getting his progressions, his reads. He's not looking good at all.
Pull up the one that I sent you today.
Was that the one where their dude is wide open and it ended up in a sack? Yeah.
Yes.
That is insane.
Sadly, can you be more specific? Was it the first one or the fifth one we sent of that same situation?
Oh, I only sent one today, I thought.
Oh, no, I'm just joking because he has so many of them.
I
got it. Not a very good joke. I got it.
He is a Ohio State quarterback. Ohio State starting quarterbacks are 0-6.
Yeah, Stroud had a good game, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't put that all on Stroud.
No, he actually had a good
Share
game.
that screen here.
Yeah.
Ooh, I cannot see. There it is.
Yeah. Wide open.
Does this make it a little better?
Yeah. This
Wide
is
open.
look at that pocket, and that's a sack.
And like you can also see right
Yeah.
on the right tackle, he is letting him but I mean, I think as Tom Fernelli has a really good picture of it. It's a side by side comparison of Fields his rookie year and Fields this year, and Fields at like 1.8 seconds his rookie year had a better time of like, all right, he did a 5-step drop back, he's found to start, he's throwing. I mean, that was about over 2.5 seconds, which this sounds bad coming from three. Sorry, no offense, you guys, but we're three highly unathletic people, and you're wanting to. It's weird coming from us, but like as an NFL quarterback, you got to know your internal clock is like time's up, time's up, time's up. And if anything, why is he not running at that point? I mean, no offense, as much as we shit on him for being a running quarterback, if you don't see your first two progressions and you have supposedly that line that isn't that good, why are you not taking off, creating a play? I mean, that's where Mahomes and some of these other quarterbacks are doing that, is they're spinning out of the pocket. They are being evasive, and they're trying to create a play, and not just. I don't know if he's just trying to become more of a pocket passer and hates the running aspect, or maybe they've even told him to quit running as much. But
that's what I thought. Like, he hears everybody chirping, like, look at the hate Lamar Jackson gets, because he's a running quarterback, and Justin Fields gets it as well. So maybe he's not. He's trying to become more of a pocket passer. Whereas in that instance, he had a lot of room to run there too.
He only had 3 total yards rushing yesterday. But that's all we heard this year.
How many times did he get sacked, though? I'm guessing he got sacked 6 times.
Jeez.
So
that's all we heard all offseason too. And I look at a lot of NFC North stuff, especially on Reddit, and it's that rumor is Justin Fields spent all offseason learning how to throw. He's a way better passer than anybody could imagine. He makes Tom Brady look like freaking Gus Farad or something. I don't know. But
what a goal with that one.
But it's just like, and then we get to the regular season, and the whole time, I guess you could say I am a hater, whatever. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
The whole time I'm making fun of it because it's like, this is hilarious. Getting more MVP votes than Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. It's just stupid. And so, now we see the same thing as last year. And it's like, can you guys just not learn? But the problem is it's the Chicago market, and you're just going to expect a bunch of BS coming from a big market like that.
Yep. I mean, everybody loved how he looked in preseason, but again, you're playing against guys that are probably getting cut the next week.
Yeah, he's playing third stringers every preseason, and he didn't do anything. DJ Moore did everything to make him look good.
Yep.
Here's one thing to his credit. They had to have a meeting with his, I guess, wide receiver 2, I guess Claypool would be technically, about, hey, can you give a shit and play the game hard, or we will just, trade you. And all of a sudden, I think it sunk in and had to apologize to teammates. I mean, as much as we like to shit on Fields, at least he's giving a shit and trying, compared to Claypool, who has to come out. Sorry, guys, I get paid millions of dollars. I just wasn't feeling it versus the Packers. Well, then don't play. Forfeit your game check, and you can just sit on the sidelines like Chris Jones, and then let someone else who wants to be there play.
Yeah.
I see Joey has a Fields for Heisman post. Do you want Fields, or would you rather have Ritter still?
Ritter right now.
Falcons are 2-0.
Falcons looking good.
Yeah.
Bijan Robinson, I'm glad I got him in my fantasy draft.
Now, are you saying the Falcons look good, or are you just happy because they beat the Packers? Or both?
I'm just happy that they had the butt stumble. That game brought the butt stumble, and that will forever live in infamy.
Hell yeah. I mean, honestly, as much as we shit on the Falcons for Bijan Robinson too, I mean, the kid seems to be balling out. As long as it's working for him, man, I would say. And Joey said Drake London looks great. I know I would say I have it in front of me. He's the leading receiver. I mean, that was the big issue week 1. It was like, where the hell did this kid that we just spent the first round pick on? But if you got a bunch of these young guys that are excuse me, got a bunch of these young guys that are going to be contributing like that, I mean, that division isn't the toughest to win. The Falcons can just keep holding on. They're probably easy division winners. crazy enough, they have to get through Baker Mayfield, and he's looking great too.
Say Baker did have a good game versus the Bears.
Just beat the Bears. They just beat the Bears, and they beat the Vikings that gave up 3 turnovers. So should have been lost there.
I mean, Baker was 26 of 34 for 317 and a touchdown, no interceptions. I mean,
it was against the Bears.
I'm kind of a known Baker hater too. The guy took the Browns to the playoffs and won a playoff game, and he's winning with another franchise other than Tom Brady. Hasn't had a lot. They had the Tampa 2 defense back in the day, but they were dog shit before Brady got there.
Yep. Yeah, I still can't believe that. Yeah, he took the Browns to the playoffs, made them, I don't want to say relevant, but then they just threw him out to the.
I'd say so.
Yeah, I mean, they made the playoffs, but then they threw him to the curb like last week's trash. Once we got Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, that was.
And you know what? They took a year of getting crapped on. I mean, Watson looked decent last week. I mean, all you have to do is sell your soul and admit that morals don't matter, and you can have a good football team now. Yep. And I think for as bad as Cleveland has been forever, they're okay with that.
Yeah, Joey says Derek Carr also looks good with the Saints. Like, just getting him out of LA, getting him out from the Raiders.
Las Vegas?
Yeah. Las Vegas, not LA. But yeah,
LV.
Getting him away from the Raiders, and now he's doing good.
He wakes up every morning with tears of joy in his eyes. Yep. He's been praying to Al this whole time. Please get me away from your son's team. And he did. Excuse me.
Well, hey, why don't we move on to the Kansas City Chiefs?
Oh yeah, I'm down for that, buddy.
Who the Chiefs?
So I mean, Chiefs won 17-9. I chose a terrible week to start Trevor Lawrence, Etienne, and their tight end. Tight end did fine. I'm actually not bad with that. But Chiefs got a defense, boys. And they don't got any offensive weapons, really. But they got a defense. They don't need to score more than 17 points, except for week 1.
Yeah, if you've got a defense, and like you said, they don't have any offensive weapons like skill positions. But if you have Mahomes, he's going to make those skill positions be okay. And if you have a defense,
more bank.
Yeah, okay enough to win ball games.
Yeah,
and the Jags aren't bad. The Jags were a playoff team last year. They won a playoff game last year. So, yeah, I mean, I still think they're a good team this year.
I'm 100% fine with that result, man. It was one of those. It was just weird, and they had quite a few drops from these young guys, and that's going to happen. And for my teams this year, I'm just going to have to be okay with solid defense and offense doing enough. But I mean, we got to remember Chris Jones' first game back and actually contributed a decent amount. Travis Kelce, he's still getting back into things. He's still getting chippy with guys. I don't know if there's something else going on. I don't know if
Taylor's making him moody.
Yeah, making him moody. Or I don't know, but he was a little chippy at the end of the game, and Mahomes was breaking it up. Pacheco, I think he's still recovering. Everyone's trying to say we need to trade for Jonathan Taylor. Dude, let's just, if it continues where we don't have a rushing game and Pacheco isn't 100%, and somehow we have the capital to do it, why not? But, I just see the move we made with Le'Veon a couple years ago and just didn't pan out because the guy wasn't here all off season. And I know running back can really be plug and play. I mean, look at Christian McCaffrey last year, but I don't know, man. I think we got a good chemistry going. McKinnon's solid running back, even at his age. Honestly, Edwards-Helaire, even though he hasn't panned out as well as we'd all hoped, he's still contributing fairly well. But my expectation for him is 0. So anything above fumbling the ball on one carry, he's doing fine.
Do you like the new contract that came out for Mahomes today?
Yeah, I saw that. And you know what? We've been talking about it forever. It's, 4 different quarterbacks got their contracts this offseason, and everyone's going, well, look, they're kind of looking at Mahomes as how are you not resetting the market when you're the best quarterback? And that's kind of this business part that I'll be honest, I'm not the smartest guy in this, but he did the right thing with not only kind of resetting the market so he's competitively at the top there, as well as I don't get cap, but somehow he's saving us $2.5 million in cap as well. So I mean, it's technically team friendly to give a guy $5 million guaranteed. Don't ask me how, but that's where it sounds so stupid when we say in Veach we trust with me and Clark. That's what we mean, man. It's just like out of nowhere. It's like, yeah, let's just give more guaranteed money and somehow save us money on the football operations side.
Just wait till Justin Fields resets the market.
Oh, well, I don't think with looking at our wide receivers we got right now, I'm not worried about overpaying any wide receiver right now. That was I don't know. I always think it's funny. I don't know if you guys see it as well. Do you see all this chirping about Tyreek Hill's trade with the Chiefs and everyone's going, well, you traded him in his prime and he's going to keep getting better. I've never got why there's so much animosity between two teams where the trade worked out perfect. Tua got another weapon. Somehow Jalen Waddle is like the fourth fastest player on his team because they added Tyreek, which is just insane. But like, it worked out for Tyreek. He got generational money. He's out from Kansas City, which he wanted. And Kansas City got enough picks that turned into relevant stuff, and we won a ring. It's like, can both sides just not be happy? Is this have to be a competition? I know it's football, but like, it seems like everyone won in this, and everyone just wants to be angry for some reason.
Yeah, the Tyreek Hill thing is funny because his thing was greed. Like that's all it was. I don't know why he'd want to get out of Kansas City. It seems like it's a good place to play. But Reed seems like an awesome person to play for. Of all the head coaches, of all the I guess you could say legendary head coaches, he seems like the best one to play for. So for me, it just kind of comes across as greed, but he got what he wanted. He got the money. He went to a much more accurate quarterback, so that should make him happy.
Well, that's another thing, man. It's like I think these players are slowly starting to realize they're getting away from these like with this greed. You look at the Chris Jones situation too. It's like you had so much goodwill with everyone. We offered a $27.5 million guaranteed. You didn't take it, and now you missed a game check. You have it's incredibly incentivized based for his new contract, and we can franchise you next year if we choose to, and have the ability to trade you. Like you were in no way going to be, like, you know, we were giving the extra time that he wanted, but because he got so greedy, all of a sudden he just lost all his leverage.
Mm-hmm.
Saying he's going to wait out until week 8 didn't. Saying he was he had enough money, and I think it looked terrible on him. I'm glad he's back, but I mean that for the Chiefs, these players got to realize we're not going to play unless you're Mahomes, Mahomes level. We're not going to pay you top dollar. We're going to negotiate a fair market rate. And if you want to get your money, we will gladly trade you, or we're going to get our worth out of it and work from there. But that's just.
See, and the Chiefs have done such a good job of that outside of Mahomes and Kelsey. Like, they don't, like, the Tyreek Hill's not there anymore. They don't have, like, the huge superstar at every skill position to take up that huge cap space. They have all, enough money to spread that out to get guys that are, like I said, good enough for Mahomes to make better and still win ball games. Like, good on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's the way it always works. It is the Niners right now, how they built it. Overpay everywhere else, and your quarterback is super cheap. You have the window to win now. And then when you have to pay the quarterback, all of a sudden Deebo Samuel, Kittle, they're going to find a cut somewhere on that Niners team that it's okay. Now you have to take the next level because we have to get rid of that skill, that skill player, or whatever. So I don't know.
I didn't work till. Sorry, you talked about the 49ers, and I got my little Brock Purdy over here. I didn't work till 9:30 this morning, so two guys named Chris was live on YouTube as I was driving into work, so I just turned that on and listened to them live this morning. And Chris Hassel, he said, is there a quarterback right now playing better than Brock Purdy? Isn't that crazy to think about?
Mahomes.
Yeah. Oh, he was being serious.
He was. Cousins is 0-2. Like,
okay, but can you put that on him though? Maybe the first game you can, but the second game you 100% cannot do.
I don't know. Just
I'm not taking anything against.
It's not a whole statistical thing. I don't know.
Yeah. He 17 for 25, 206 yards, no TDs, no interceptions. So yeah, I mean that dropped off enough, but it's one of those where, like you said, if he's playing mistake-free football, that's the only thing where it's like you can't knock him to like, well, I mean, no offense, I mean, Josh Allen has 4 more turnovers than Purdy in 2 games. I mean, like if you want to look, that's the one thing where it's like the Niners, they're going to play these tough games. But, as long as he's not the one that's making the mistakes, they're going to be in every game and probably win a majority of those games.
I mean, just to go with San Francisco, I mean, they have easily the, number 1 defense, I believe, in the NFL, if not number 2. They're top 2.
It's up there, yeah.
But it was the same thing with Garoppolo. Garoppolo won with them. Was he a good quarterback? I don't think so. So you could have done the same thing and been like
one.
Yeah. So I mean, they still got wins with him, but it was the same type of statistics. You get 150 yards passing with 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So would you do the same thing if he was from, he's not from Iowa State? Would you say Jimmy Garoppolo was the best NFL at quarterback in the NFL? No, you wouldn't.
Jimmy Garoppolo's record with the 49ers was 39-18.
Ooh.
Yeah, but he went how many? Didn't he go to 2 NFC championships?
Mm-hmm. He took him to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, so I mean
that's true.
So I mean,
yeah.
So he's ahead of Brock Purdy.
So what you're saying is Purdy's going to take him to the Super Bowl? Is that what I just heard?
That is exactly what I heard.
So I'm not sorry to go against your homerism, but yeah, there are better quarterbacks. Purdy's doing what he needs to do to get the 49ers to win, and he's doing it well.
Is anybody else playing that mistake-free football? That goes a long way.
Give anybody, give Kurt, give Mahomes, give I don't want to say Allen, give Tua, give Fields, give any of them that number 1 defense, and yes, they are.
That's I don't know.
That's totally our homerism, by the way. Yeah. I can't see anyone other than Brock Purdy playing perfect.
Exactly. Maybe nobody's perfect as him, Ryan.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
I knew that would be a good topic for me to bring up.
I could probably see like in the Niners system, the only other quarterbacks I've seen in my life that could probably do a little better were maybe Austin Arnaud.
And that's a maybe. Maybe Steele Jance.
Yeah, maybe. Seneca Wallace could be up there.
I don't know. Steele Jance, though. If Steele Jance were still playing, I'd still be drinking Steel Reserves on Sundays.
That was brutal that year. We beat UConn that year after they went to the BCS Bowl.
And Iowa.
Woo. And we beat Iowa. Wait, we can do that? Is that allowed?
Only once per decade, I think.
Jesus, that's for fucking sure. Well, the only bad news I'm going to tell you, Ryan, is the next few weeks, Purdy's got the Giants and the Cardinals at home and the Cowboys at home. He plays 3 straight home games.
Yeah, comes to us soon too.
Yeah, then at the Browns and at Vikings. So he has a very good shot at being, I would say 5-1. I think the Cowboys is going to be the real test if they're legit.
Yeah. Am I going to have to go to Minneapolis and watch Brock Purdy?
I think so. We were going to go to the Vikings Chiefs game. The cheapest ticket way up on top was like $280. I'm like, no. I mean, there's no such thing as a bad seat there, but that's a little steep for me.
Yeah.
Are you gonna buy a half Brock Purdy, half Justin Jefferson jersey?
I should. That'd be sweet.
Pufferson.
That would be sweet.
I think that would be.
That's the most random combo ever. Brock Purdy, Justin Jefferson jersey.
I want you to wear a Brock Purdy jersey, but then like have a disclaimer on it somewhere going, because I'm a Cyclone fan. And then people, okay, I'm not going to hate you because you're a Niner fan, Trav.
I'll wear my Harrison Smith jersey under it.
There you go.
The fact that you would put that above a lifelong Vikings fandom is just sickening to me.
So I will say this. I love the Vikings, but I like Iowa State more.
You know what? The bad thing is up until recently, it was always just one of those like, who's treated me better in life? because up until about 5 years ago, the Chiefs had always just punched me right in the sack, and then Iowa State was like starting to be good. It's like, oh, okay, and then like Mahomes and them took over a little bit, but like when Purdy got to that 9-win season, that's up there, man.
Being a Vikings fan, it's 50-50. It don't matter.
Yeah. Who has missed less kicks in my life? We gotta compare. No, geez, I don't think you can come up with a fandom that's had worse luck than honestly Vikings Cyclones.
That's a bad combo. Anyone that's a Jets fan might disagree.
Yeah.
That's up there. Hey, they at least have Super Bowl 3 though.
Yeah, Joe Namath.
You see that Rodgers is not ruling out trying to come back for playoffs if they make it.
I did see that.
I wouldn't. I mean, you see these crazy recoveries. He's just. I'll be honest. We all know he's just saying it, but I mean, that's 4 months, man. Yeah. If it was, I'm no learned doctor here, but I mean, if anyone's going to, it's going to be the guy that has the millions of dollars like him and has state of the world or art technology that can do it. I mean, and the sad thing is, like, he could be ready. I don't know if the Jets are even going to be close to playoff contention. If, not to go back to Iowa State homerism, but like both running backs just didn't have they had a game all last week versus the Bills, who I thought maybe the Bills don't have as good of a defense, but they just didn't do anything last week, and they got behind, and you have to rely on Zach Wilson. I mean, it's
not happening. Zach Wilson's not
It's amazing how one player on that team completely derailed that whole season, and we all knew it could have happened, and for it to happen in that fashion, like, seriously, I've given zero shits about the Jets my whole life. That made me hurt. Like, oh man, like, not only so many Cyclones on that team, but like, dude, that was just a national story. It was Rodgers the Jets. Are they going to win the AFC? Rodgers. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah,
like
everybody
and
had
added
interest in that.
How terrible Wilson was last year.
Everybody had interest in that. Vikings fans, I cared about. I mean, I thought it was going to be so fun to watch that team because he was playing everybody. He was playing Buffalo. He was going to play Kansas City. Going to play Dallas. He was, going to play Miami twice. Like, he was going to be going around and going against everybody. And then 4 snaps later, he gets a 5th snap.
Oh, come on. You didn't have to hit us with the 5th snap comment.
So I saw a reel that was like, when my wife asks me if I'm going to last all night tonight. And then it was like Aaron Rodgers running out on the field for the Jets.
Yeah. You gotta admit that looked fucking awesome, though. The only person out there running with the American flag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would have been the only worst thing if he would have snapped on the American flag. That would have been bad.
Yeah, that was sad. That actually made me really sad.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I would say at least it's funny because like you've been just demolished the last 17 years. Let's be honest. From Aaron Rodgers, you have every right to hate him, and you're not even remotely close to the hate that Keith Olbermann hates him at.
Yeah,
that was. I've never seen anyone that's like a professional level. We have, shitheads at our level that like really don't. They could say something. It's not going to matter. They don't have a national presence. They're just saying it to their buddy, and probably not even that serious. But for someone at that level to have that level of what I thought used to have professionalism, and to say that he's okay with him snapping his Achilles because of political affiliation. I don't care what side you are. That is disgusting.
Olbermann has been a nut job for years now. Oh, and COVID just made it worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, something like that. It's like, dude, there's special places people like you go.
And you also like with something like that, you don't always have to be devil's advocate. You can just kind of sit in the moment. You don't have to. That's where it's always I don't post on Facebook hardly, other than us doing this our little podcast. You don't have to post everything. I have thoughts. I don't go immediately. Let's just make sure everyone's okay with it or not, and then send it off.
I feel like just throw it out there. That way you get 1 million views on that thing. It's like nobody cares.
Were you an Office fan? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Right. That reminds me of when Ryan Howard makes a website for Creed Thoughts. He's like, even for the internet, his thoughts are kind of crazy. It's like
Yeah. Takes the
if some,
opened up.
if some of you have seen Bryant's texts or thoughts on Twitter, might be a little much for
Yeah.
you.
Well, I tried to back down on that, but like, yeah, I like after games though, I really was into it. But you know what I don't do? Hey, let's spare this vitriol out to everywhere.
Yeah.
Let's
Mhm.
make sure everyone's having a worse day because of it. You know, like, come on.
I did like Roger's response to it though. He's just like, all right, Keith, just go get your 5th booster.
Yeah. Didn't he call him a bum?
Yeah, him a bum, and then I can't remember who the other guy was, but yeah,
Well, looking ahead here, I mean, right now, you guys got the Chargers at noon on Sunday. On Sunday
I
here.
think it's a winnable game. I really do. If we
I
keep
do
the
too.
if we keep the turnovers down, that's the thing is we've should be 2-0. We're
Yeah.
it's just 7 turnovers have made that not possible.
If you don't fumble
Mhm.
it 4 times a game, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Just my
Justin
expert
Jefferson hasn't got to the
analysis.
end zone yet.
No,
No, he's had like 100.
Oh.
What do you have last week? He had 150
Well,
the first game.
yeah, he's on pace for like 2,400 yards or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's at 20 catches for 300 yards. And I think I heard the other thing is like they get him so active in the first half. Why do they go conservative in the second half and don't involve him? Is it because they start changing the defense, like watching him?
It was actually the opposite against the Eagles. He got way more yards in the second half.
Okay.
Yeah, you think it's Justin Jefferson? Like they're watching him in the first half, I would think.
So
Yeah.
the other crappy thing is, and I hate saying anything about him because he's been fairly solid for us, but KJ Osborne, holy crap, dude! I have never. You made Tony look good. Like he was dropping so much that game, and finally he was left wide open in the end zone, and I'm like, well, that's because nobody thinks he can catch it. And I mean, there's nobody within 15 yards of him on either side, and he actually caught it. But he has had more drops, and he was, and in my opinion, the cause, or at least 50% of the cause of a stupid interception against the Buccaneers that turned the game around.
hmm
So I don't know. I hate to see it, but Jordan Addison, oh boy, is he looking good.
Well, and you know that it always comes back to that is Addison looking good because Osborne is getting enough of the pressure off of him, or is Addison just that talented? Like, do they need to look at switching
Well,
him to wide receiver too?
He's getting more snaps now, but when you got JJ, when you've got TJ, when you have last year KJ, gosh, he was probably our better number 2 compared to Thielen. You're gonna get a lot. You're gonna be open a lot, or you're gonna be one-on-one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think our wide receiver core is really good with those 3.
Yes, I think so too. But KJ needs to figure out his drop situation.
Yeah.
And then add Hawkinson in there. I mean, that's a dangerous four players there.
So, can you guys explain to me why you have so many sons on your team?
Well, it's
Madison, Jefferson, Addison, Hawkinson,
Yeah.
all this as sons.
They
All the
could
sons.
sign me for what they pay those guys and have another one.
Ooh, Nelson.
A Nelson. I'd be all about that.
Hey, will you negotiate, or are you just gonna take league minimum?
I'll take league minimum right now. No questions asked.
Give me league minimum for 10 years. We are good.
Done. Yep.
It's funny. Imagine league minimum if you did a 10-year deal. Like in the 50s, you would have been the richest man playing football.
Oh, for sure.
10-year, $9.2 million. Everyone would be like, is he the next YA Tittle? Or I'm trying to think who the fuck. He's the next Johnny Unitas.
The other sad thing is when you look at that, and then you look at Adrian Peterson, who now has to go to Dancing with the Stars because he's so low on money. Boy, that is sad.
Yikes.
There's another one, Peterson.
Yeah, we're all about the Suns.
Bring him back. Bring him back.
What about that Stanford running back? What was his name again? Big white guy.
Christian McCaffrey. Did he just score another touchdown in the Rose Bowl?
No. No, the one after him. The one that got somehow second in the Heisman.
Sorry,
Why-
Joey.
You guys want to know something cool I found out about Ryan Tannehill this weekend?
What's that?
Let's hear it.
I'll let you figure it out.
I can see the running back you're talking about, and I cannot think of his name.
What team was he on?
He was on the Vikings.
The Vikings drafted him.
Like how long ago?
Oh my god, what was his name?
I mean, it was him in
mid 2000s. Gerhard, yes.
Gerhard.
Yep. Did nothing.
God,
for the
what
Vikings.
a cool name. It sounds like a tongue twister. Tobin Bogunner Gerhard. That's his full name.
That's a great name.
Tobin Bogunner, Go Bunner, Gerhard. That's what it sounds like to me. But I know that had to have been, sadly, one of the highest bought Vikings production versus jerseys bought. Gerhard's got to be up there.
When you said highest bought, I thought you were going to say highest botched draft pick, and I was like, no, we drafted Christian Ponder.
No,
and Troy Williamson and the Treadwell and
yeah.
Oh my god! But didn't Ponder
and the time we didn't get a pick in.
The time we didn't get a pick.
You want to just keep going down draft bust?
we could.
Here's the thing that makes me nervous is they didn't get a deal done with JJ, which he still has 2 more years after this. So it's probably, for his benefit. But we have let Randy Moss and Percy Harvin walk or go elsewhere. And it's like, are we going to do that again?
I hope not.
I was about to say Golden Tate, but he didn't play for you. There's someone that you let Simeon Rice go.
Sidney Rice?
Sidney Rice, yeah. Sidney Rice.
Simeon is close enough. I don't think it's no more than that.
And Nate Burleson.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. Well, now he's hosting Good Morning America or whatever the hell he's on in the morning, right?
Something on CBS, yeah.
Wouldn't be doing that if CT was worse playing for the Vikings all those years. That's why he got cut early.
That's right.
I think he tried a second gig at Seattle, and that didn't quite work out either.
Now, quick question. How many of these people were involved with the Love Boat? Because somehow that got brought up on my timeline this weekend, and it's been so long since I remembered that was the biggest scandal that they used to party on. Could you imagine football players going to a private spot on a pond and having a party?
In a state where there's 10,000 lakes and that's all there is to do? What?
Yeah, I mean, what are there more of? Clubs or lakes? I mean, not only lakes, but what has fewer rules? Clubs or lakes?
Here's the real question: how many enemas were given that night?
Oof.
Not enough.
One enema. But...
I mean, I was at the lake in northern Minnesota last week, and I can tell you that it's just a good time.
A bunch of party boats out there?
No, we were fishing.
Now, no one made you feel uncomfortable because of the implication, did they?
Not one.
Okay.
So did you know that the party boat, last time I knew, the Love Boat was on Lake Okoboji?
Really? Just sitting out there?
Yep. That's the last I know. We could take a Pulse of the Heartland field trip and go check it out.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's only an hour and 15 minutes from me.
I'm a big Okoboji fan.
Yeah. Good.
Barefoot. Love going to
Barefoot Bar.
Mm-hmm.
Fred Mood. When was the last time you heard that name?
Yeah. That was during the Tice era, wasn't it? That Tice era was that was just like a bunch of a big party going with no adult supervision.
Yeah.
He always had a number 2 pencil behind his ear.
Yeah.
Brian McKinney, Nate Burleson, Troy Williamson, who was then in his rookie deal. Whoa.
Yeah. He might be one of the biggest flops we've ever had.
Parties involved.
How many do we have? It's a lot.
They have if you just look up Minnesota Vikings boat party scandal, they have descriptions of each party. Like, that is incredible. Who needs to know that much?
Who's looking this kind of stuff up on the internet? Where can I find it?
I mean,
first of all, you need to get some money. You need to get NFL player money.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. God.
We haven't quite made it there yet, boys.
Hey, we'll if we're with each listen, we are that much closer.
We're working on it.
We will invite all of our listeners to our boat party.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
tell your friends.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll get those invites out ASAP. Check your email. We'll send an evite.
I'm pretty positive over here at Sheridan Lake, you can rent a pontoon for like $250 per day.
Let's do it.
You mean you can
we can get that
party
done
for $250 a day? Is what I just heard.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Next summer, we're coming to the hills.
Trent,
All right, we got
who's got their boating license?
I have a license to boat. What is this, SpongeBob?
Well, I thought. I mean, don't you need to pass a test or something to drive the boat?
No.
Oh,
no,
well,
it's a boat.
Like I said, this Mrs. Puff ain't a real person.
It doesn't even have pedals. What do you think? You got a clutch you have to know how to drive?
Well,
or what?
Since Trent's so damn smart, you drive the boat. Ryan, you bring the booze. I bring the enemas. And we all bring the
I gotta get my wallet out. Here's my CDL and my boat license.
I'll drive the boat. I have experience driving boats.
Yeah, no, I dropped my.
Right, good. You're the sober one.
And I hear I dropped my Magnum condom for my monster dong.
While you're getting your boat license out of your
Oops.
wallet.
You're like acting like I said something that was so ridiculous. Like, don't you? I swear. Boat license. I'm just gonna,
Maybe if you're
hold
driving
license.
like a commercial freighter.
Yeah, but I'm looking it up. There's an Iowa boater education website.
That's where that cargo ship got stuck in the Suez Canal. It was driven by someone without a license.
Dude only had his permit.
Hey, my buddy Trent said I don't need a license to run this thing. Is it bad that I'm heading towards the edge?
Flat earther, I see.
Oh yeah. Well,
that is part of my conspiracy theory on the conspiracy theory pod we're gonna have.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, we need it.
Trent's conspiracy theory is that Antarctica covers the entire flat Earth. That's why the water doesn't fall off.
That's why it's so cold.
Yeah. But then if
Like
space is cold, why is the sun hot? Now we're really getting into some deep controversies here.
Just wait till we have the conspiracy theory pod, you people. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I'm actually we need to figure out a time to do that because that'll be fun.
We need more topics too, like just anything that's not sports.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
It
might be stupid.
You know what? I will try to do better than the Enema Bandit next week.
That's gonna be hard to top.
That is good. Like I said, I'm rarely dumbstruck, and that one, like I said, just the dial-up tone in my head. I had to reset everything.
I came out swinging. First week of doing that, I just came out swinging.
I think you set the bar too high.
Like I said, it's one of those deals where it's like this is a human being that exists. Yeah. Like,
say Ryan's in playoff form here in week 2.
Here's something I need to figure out. So the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's supposed to be based around a true story. How true? Like that's something I need to dig deeper into.
It's about as true as that Thule family really loving Michael Orr.
He'd never played football before either.
Yeah, I bet you if Texas Chainsaw Massacre man was about 6'5" and 300 and can run a 4.8. I bet you he'd have a fancy home. They don't care how many people he chops up. Did he play left tackle? Get to Ole Miss. Be a rebel.
Be Tim McGraw's son.
That was the funniest thing is I think people were going after with the actress
Sandra Bullock.
Like
Sandra,
yeah, like as if she was this terrible person that
bullshit.
Like you understand she's about as good of an actress as the people that actually adopted him.
Oh, okay. Hey, have you seen Miss Congeniality? I'm not going to take any Sandra Bullock slander.
No, I'm not anti-Sandra Bullock by any means. I'm just saying those people that the story is based on are that good of actors.
You're about.
They made people think they were good people.
No, they're not. Yeah. Weird. The family that's one of the biggest donors in Ole Miss recent history, they just happen to pick up don't even want to adopt him, by the way. That was also figured out, but they just happen to convince them to go to Ole Miss. And by the way, how they make him? I know this has all been discussed before, but like they make him sound so fucking dumb in the movie too. I've never had one of these before. What, a bedroom? A bed. Okay, Jesus, like it's just like they're trying to one up. What's the worst thing we could say here? Let's just go one step further.
They took the character from The Longest Yard, the really dumb one on there, and basically just like, let's make a real life version of
I broke it in your toy.
They were like, Adam Sandler was onto something. Let's translate this to a real life
God, that is the
story.
perfect. I broke it in this lineman. Oh, it's okay, honey. You just say "Go Rebels" and it'll be all right. Fucking. All right,
We're just a pro Sandy Bullock pod.
Yeah, I will be real honest, Ryan. If you were going to be anti Sandra Bullock, you're going to be Arm and Hammer back here.
You kidding me? The proposal, that's my shit.
Yeah, proposal, boy. Very good. Ryan got. I was talking to someone the other day, like, because Ryan Gosling's up there with like comedic actor.
That was Ryan Reynolds, not Gosling. No, you're Ryans.
Well, sorry, I was thinking Gosling because that's what I was going to talk about. Ryan Reynolds is, everyone knows, like, oh, he's a good comedic actor. I think Ryan Gosling is one of the best comedic actors right now.
I love Ryan Reynolds. I have started to get tired of Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
He plays Ryan Reynolds in every single movie. And it was pretty fun for the first 20 times, but now the Ryan Reynolds character is starting to get a little
raised eyebrow and quirky one-liner here, Ryan. Ryan Reynolds, he like you said, it does get fairly like, and he has had other parts, but like, man, like, it's almost as bad as like when Matthew McConaughey was just stuck in rom-coms the whole time, and then finally he broke out. That's just what he is. Hey, Deadpool and Deadpool. It's Deadpool and Six Underground. Deadpool and what's another movie? Deadpool 2. I'm trying to think what other movie.
I am looking forward to Deadpool and Wolverine coming together, though.
Yeah, no, that should be pretty funny. I'm hearing a bunch of the rumors that are coming out right now. And like the best thing Marvel can do right now with their tangent of like, hey, there's variants now. Everyone can be anything. Now they can just give the fans what they want that we've been crying for years. Here's this one guy we're going to bring in one time. Here you go. They did it in The Flash too. Hey, remember Nick Cage was rumored one time to be in a movie? Here he is in the biggest WB movie in a while. I mean, they can just go bananas with the one-off things, and then they don't actually have to cast who you want,
Oh, Free Guy. Free Guy was Ryan Reynolds as a video game character.
Yeah, that was polite Ryan Reynolds. That was Ryan Reynolds. I couldn't swear in Free Guy.
So you're talking about Ryan Reynolds. I had to scroll IMDb a long ways before I can confidently say I've seen a movie with him in it.
Was it Blade 3?
No.
Oh.
He was uncredited in Ted.
Oh yeah, he's his buddy's boyfriend, right?
And then before that, Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. Other than that, I've really never seen anything that he's ever been in.
Yeah. Yep.
I thought that was Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick Harris, but no, Ryan Reynolds plays their friend that's a surgeon.
I'll be honest, I mean, it's so weird. I've been trying to think. I was like, another one that does these is kind of like Brad Pitt. He does these cameos now. All of a sudden, I think they realize it's a lot cooler to work one day and everyone loves you for your 8 seconds in the show.
Yeah, have 6 lines.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. You've got the Deadpools, you've got Free Guy, you've got The Proposal, you've got Red Notice, The Adam Project, says 600 Ground, The Hitman's Bodyguard, and then the original Van Wilder. And I love Van Wilder. Great, hilarious movie. But that was kind of the start of Ryan Reynolds as Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, 2002.
Yeah.
Slow your roll, Jack. He always like it's very like a little higher. Ooh, slow your roll. He always he's Ryan Reynolds and everything.
Yeah,
and that's the movie minute.
Yeah.
Hey, are you watching Ahsoka?
Yeah.
You liking it?
Yeah, I'm on episode 3 right now.
Okay.
I'll be honest, I fell asleep in episode 1 like 3 times. I was tired on Sunday, but like I was like, okay, there's too much talking. Let's get to lightsabers. I didn't watch
More
Clone
pew
Wars.
pew.
100% vested, but
I need more pew pew, guys.
yeah, I'm gonna
I'm
need.
on 5 now. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's I can't remember. Did you like what was the terrible one last year that I hated?
Boba Fett.
Andor. Did you like Andor?
Oh, I got like 3 episodes in and I stopped.
It was so bad. I fought through it, but it was so bad.
I've liked it. It's just like that's my gauge for things. If I watch something like I started the Northman the other day or last month. Sorry, it's just still on my recently played. But it's like if I don't have a desire to get back into it, I'm just not gonna watch it anymore. You know, so I got a bunch of like half watched. Andor was good, but it's not like I have to get into it. You know, I'm vested. I watched like 3 episodes of 3 hours, and I just like I don't want to finish the last 3 here.
I can't do it. I couldn't do it. But Ahsoka's got my attention. All the series have gotten my attention except for Andor. So yeah, I'm gonna say that it's at least watchable.
All
There's no stupid scooters.
Well, that's an upgrade. There was technically almost a scooter stand. I don't know, space motorcycle at the very beginning, but that's a lot different than honestly the lowest of stakes. You have a universe where you can make anything. You can think of anything and just go, well, it's their universe, and you go, yeah, that makes sense. But you choose the slowest automobile in the real world, and you go, but it's amazing because it hovers 6 inches above the ground with no wheels. But it's shaped like a wheel, but it's not a wheel. That was like that whole scooter crew.
Vespa came over. Hey, do you have a way you can fit our product into your world? And they're like, yeah, let's fit into the series that's really terrible until it becomes the Mandalorian, and it won't be part of the Mandalorian part.
I mean, that was seriously like, they just looked at, we've wasted $75 million on this project. We just got to make this Mandalorian, make it for 125 and at least scrape something together, bring people into this thing. Because that might have been like the worst structured show I've ever seen. Seriously, like how many episodes was it? 6 or 8? And 3 of them were just Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Boba Fett. The book of Boba Fett. The part that was Boba Fett was not very good. But when it became Mando season 2.5, it was pretty dang good.
Hey, do you want a crime lord that doesn't do crime? Okay, there's Boba Fett. Like everyone loves the crime lord because, like, God, if I was a badass like that or a mob boss, it's like, do you want to do a mob boss with none of the cool stuff? Here you go, Boba Fett.
It's like
that's not working. All right, we're gonna have a bounty hunter kill everyone. Yeah, there we go. That's what we want to see. Someone that.
It's like, hey, the next James Bond movie is actually going to be about how he came into a life of chefs. He's going to be a chef in the next James Bond.
See, the only thing I could think of when Brian called them space scooters was Joe Dirt when he has the big hunk of shit that's a meteor, and the guy's like, that's not a meteor, it's a hunk of shit. Look, there's a peanut in it, and Joe Dirt's like, well, that's a space peanut.
Space peanut.
It's a space scooter.
I think all of this rounds back, going back to football, is why I don't like watching Justin Fields. It's like, hey, do you want to watch a quarterback that's not really a quarterback? Justin Fields, here you go. Bears 2023. Let's do it.
How the hell did we get here from NFL talk?
Doesn't matter.
It's a funcast. It doesn't matter.
That's a funcast. We just
we
talk about Illinois Enema Bandit.
How many more times can we say enema in this podcast?
Not enough.
There's your drinking game, America. We're talking to you. Count enema. Take a shot every time you hear enema.
Can you put that in the description of this?
Yeah.
Every time you hear the word enema, take a drink. This is the Pulse of the Heartland drinking game podcast.
Well, I've been trying to do some research on socials on keywords we need to throw in there. I think enema was one of them. Kind of like FYP for you page and stuff. FYP, enema,
drink.
Bandit.
We have a person on the internet trying to find ways, for cleaning and that stuff, and he ends up on a YouTube video of 3 guys.
Hashtag enema in the description of this, please.
Our next podcast is actually just going to be a video report on the Illinois Enema Bandit. We're just going to go through his whole history. How did he become who he was? I mean, we'll have to figure out what, My bet off the top of my head, he went to a Big Ten school. And that just seems like something they do.
Illinois.
Northwestern, probably.
I'm thinking Indiana, or Ohio State. It just feels right for the Illinois because they're going to relocate and act like it's an Illini thing. That seems like a Buckeye type of thing.
Easily a Hawkeye.
Oh no! Don't get Joy.
Oh,
John
boy.
Wayne Gacy. You ever hear John Wayne Gacy? Big Hawkeye guy.
What didn't he go to? He actually went to a Big Ten school too. It's like a crazy amount of like,
From Waterloo.
Dahmer was an Ohio State Buckeye.
Well, Gacy was from Waterloo, so I'm sure he had to have been a Hawkeye.
Yeah, make it. The receipts are adding up here.
Well, let's correspond. Let's correspond Hawkeye losses with dates of murders, and I think we'll figure out the reason after all these years.
Yeah, he owned 3 KFCs in Waterloo. So
I'm looking up the Michael H. Kenyon here. He graduated from University of Illinois.
Who? The Illinois Bandit?
Yep.
Holy fuck! Are you kidding me with that?
Nope. So the attack started in Champaign, Illinois. The ended in Champaign, but then he started going to Manhattan, Kansas, Norman, Oklahoma, in Los Angeles, California.
Oh, he's getting into Big 12 country.
Yep.
Oh my god, I feel so good about calling that shit right now. I feel so much. Big 12 better than Big 10, baby.
Yep.
Gacy went to Northwestern Business College.
That's close enough to Northwestern.
It's got to be the same one.
I guarantee you he donated a lot of money to Iowa.
All those franchises that he had, of course he did. He was raking in the bucks.
I'm not gonna lie, he's sorry, Joey, but you two don't look too terribly dissimilar.
Oh no, don't be saying that. Come on. Jesus. I'm not gonna stand for that. Joey's my friend. Come on. Oh, he's got it. Oh, I forgot he's had that little creeper mustache. That is like, that's very like Mo, like what was Mo and Curly, Larry and Curly, right?
Oh, the Three Stooges?
Yeah. Like he looks like and pulls his ear and they whap him on the head. That kind of looks like him.
Sorry,
I had
Joey.
to look up what he looks like. I've never seen a picture of this guy. So
John Wayne Gacy or Illinois Enema Man?
Gacy. Can't find a
Did you
picture
look
of
at
the Illinois guy.
Fat Iowa.
Did you look at Gacy normal or with the clown makeup on?
I saw.
What, you wearing Hawkeye gear?
Clown mask.
So good.
Okay, can
Joey
you guys
must not be watching anymore because the comments have ended.
Yeah.
Okay, so
we will just get a text saying "fuck you" at like 9:30 tomorrow morning.
One more shot here. Okay.
No.
He was undergoing psychiatric evaluation at the hospital of the University of Iowa. Strangely enough, it was one of those deals like the Joker where he's got Harley Quinn turning just like him from University of Iowa because they're just as crazy as he is.
Harley Quinzel or Quinn, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Can't be talking about University of Iowa hospitals. That's where I went for many years.
All right.
Did you go for your personality disorder?
Oh,
yeah, they're the reason I'm not a serial killer.
I was wondering why you always wore clown makeup at college.
Yep. Yeah, they got me out of that. Thanks.
Well, good. Oh shit.
That really took a left turn.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely. Well, I would say should we end it there? I think let's end on a high note here. Talking, we started with football and ended with John Wayne Gacy. So, I mean, I think we covered about damn near everything here.
Unscripted podcasts are the best.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Well, I don't like having an agenda because you have no clue where it's going.
I would say I had two things. It was the Vikings score and the Chiefs score, and somehow we ended up
John Wayne Gacy and the Illinois Enema Bandit.
None of our agendas go Vikings, Chiefs, Enema Bandit.
Oh yeah. Don't worry. We're like I said. I think we peaked here, but we'll come. We'll have to figure out somehow to slip in there. Maybe we'll break down Chiefsaholic next week or something.
Yeah. Robbing banks to go to games.
Hell yeah. Maybe we can talk about it depends if Kansas State kills someone this next week in college football. Maybe we can talk about the BT killer or something.
BTK,
killer.
that was literally 10 miles from where I lived in Kansas.
Yeah. So
they just found new shit. I guess they're digging in his backyard or something like a couple weeks ago.
Every like Kansas State account now, like everyone's just like Kansas State. Oh, Mizzou, you suck ass, and it's just like a picture of the BTK killer every single time. I do not want to know who the most like. I'm waiting for somehow there's going to be a picture of like, oh, Iowa State beats someone in the Fiesta Bowl. And then it's just a picture of Jared wearing an Iowa State polo. It's Jared Fogle. It's like, come on, we don't need this.
Did you know that the guy who blew up the building in Oklahoma City rented that Ryder truck from like right outside Manhattan, Kansas? It is now a Chevy dealership where he rented that from.
Timothy McVeigh.
Bill Schneider.
Yes, Timothy McVeigh.
Spread one too many times, and all of a sudden he didn't quite get to Stillwater, but he got close.
Yeah.
Fun fact: Timothy McVeigh, or I guess not really fun fact, but with that Oklahoma City bombing, Garth Brooks wrote a damn good song after that. That's my fun fact.
What was it called? You can't leave. I don't know anything about Garth Brooks. What the fuck was it called?
The Change, and it was a Garth Brooks one, not Chris Gaines song.
Chris Gaines, baby.
The Change.
Yeah,
I guess I'm gonna have to listen to that once we hang up here.
It's probably a little too deep for you. It's a little too serious. It's no calling Baton Rouge or anything like that.
Hold on, I want to make sure the Change by Garth Brooks.
Also, speaking of which, where are the bodies, Garth?
Where are the bodies?
Hold on.
I never knew that until Bryant tipped us on that, and now I have to look.
We'll get a YouTube strike. We can't have that, Bryant.
Yeah. We're going to get taken down off of YouTube.
Is it JJS All-Stars? Because I can't find anything else on here.
Oh, probably not. I'm guessing Garth doesn't allow anything on YouTube.
Yeah, he doesn't have any music on iTunes
Apple
or anything.
Music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all specific. I think it's all on Amazon is all you can listen on.
On Amazon, or I have to go buy a 20-disc set at fucking Walmart. It's apparently exclusive there. Let me get some great value Dr. Mello, and
then you can go buy some Trisha Yearwood kitchen supplies too.
Yeah, well, I'll buy some. I'll also buy some like Dr. Thunder, and I'll get somehow they have 60-40 ground beef. I'll get some of that Walmart too.
The 40 is a surprise. We don't know what the beef if it's beef.
That would be the best part. 60% ground beef, 40% just and you have to get it. Might be Reese's peanut butter cups. I don't know. 60% of this is beef. 40% is up to you what you want to think it is.
My beef tastes awful chocolatey and it's crunchy. What is that about?
I don't know. It's got that great value taste though. That's all I know.
This was a fun one, boys.
Yes, it was.
A lot of laughing on this one.
Oh shit. Well, appreciate everyone that's been joining us here tonight, commenting on the videos. Like, subscribe, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch at Heartland Pulse, YouTube, Facebook just Pulse of the Heartland. I would say we'll probably get a little derailed on the next one as well, and hopefully we both come back with a dub next week. I think we will. With Chargers looking terrible, Vikings should be just fine. I can't remember who the Chiefs play. We'll probably beat them. Doesn't matter. Our next like 6 games. Our opponents are like 2-6. Or like it's just terrible. We are playing a bunch of like dog shit teams. So
we'll come back. You play the Bears. You're right. You do.
Yeah.
Watch.
By the way, if we lose, I'm not going to be on next week. I'm just going to be. I'll find a banister. And
all this we talk about. We talk about Justin Fields like this, and his one win this year is against the Chiefs. Kind of like, not much different than Indianapolis last year.
I set myself up so terribly. Yeah, the Chiefs have never choked away in an easy Week 3 win game. That's for fucking sure.
Never, not
once.
Oh
my lord, I'm terrified now. Well, we appreciate everyone joining. We'll catch you next week.